over time, and we made a decision then last night because we felt as though we were confident enough to go out to the American people and out to the world to say, we got him.
President's reaction at any time?
We got him.
John, can you tell us about the burial at sea? Where did it happen? When did it happen?
The disposal of the burial of bin Laden's remains was done in strict conformance with Islamic precepts and practices. It was prepared in accordance with the Islamic requirements. We early on made provisions for that type of burial, and we wanted to make sure that it was going to be done, again, in strict conformance. So it was taken care of in the appropriate way. I'm not going to go into details about sort of the where, but that burial has taken place. It took place earlier today, our time.
Why? When was that decision made?
I'm sorry?
When was that decision made that he would be buried at sea and killed?
Can you explain why?
Hold on, one at a time. Yeah.
Was it months or years ago? Was this part of the plans all along?
The COAs, the course of action, and the subsequent decisions that would have to be made have been developed over the course of the last several months. The senior officials, and there was a working group that was working this on a regular basis, if not a daily basis, over the last several weeks, looking at every decision and based on what type of scenario would unfold, what actions and decisions would be made. It was looked at from the standpoint of, if we captured him, what would we do with him? Where would he go? If he was killed, what would we do with him and where would he go? And it was determined that it was in the best interest of all involved that this burial take place, again, according to Islamic requirements, at sea.
Why at sea?
Can you just tell us why? That was the good idea.
It was determined that there is the requirement in Islamic law that an individual be buried within 24 hours. Went inside of Pakistan, carried out the operation, he was killed, he was removed from Pakistan. There were certain steps that had to be taken because of the nature of the operation. We wanted to make sure we were able to do that in the time period allotted for it. Going to another country, making those arrangements, requirements, would have exceeded that time period in our view. And so therefore we thought that the best way to ensure that his body was given an appropriate Islamic burial was to take those actions that would allow us to do that burial at sea.
John, did you consult a Muslim expert?
We consulted the appropriate specialists and experts, and there was unanimity that this would be the best way to handle that.
And last question, do you know if detainees at Gitmo have been informed of what has happened to...
I do not know.
There are reports that he was wrapped in a weighted white sheet. Or how secure is that? Well, are you confident that the body is not going?
Burials at sea take place on a regular basis. The U.S. military has the ability to ensure that that burial is done in a manner that is, again, consistent with Islamic law, as well as consistent with what the requirements are for a burial at sea. And so that burial was done appropriately.
And so today lawmakers are urging possibly reconsidering or reevaluating aid to Pakistan, maybe attaching strings to military aid there. What is the
I think people are raising a number of questions, and understandably so. Again, we're in just the first day after the operation, and he was found in Abbottabad, outside of Islamabad. I'm sure a number of people have questions about whether or not there was some type of support that was provided by the Pakistani government. So I think people are raising these questions, and now we're going to have to deal with them.
Is there a visual recording of this burial?
Just a quick question about the burial and then something else. Was there an imam there? Was there a
it was done appropriately with appropriate people there.
Okay. And a question, I don't know if this is for you or for Jay. The president's going to speak to the bipartisan leadership tonight at this dinner. What is he going to say about this that's different than what he said before and that's particularly geared to them? Can you just give us a preview?
Well, you're going to have another 20 hours of information that has been acquired since what he said to the nation last night. I think what he's going to try to do is to give the congressional visitors here an update on that. Last night we didn't have some of the analysis that was done. Now we can say with 99.9% confidence that this was bin Laden. So it's those types of things, as well as to explain to the Congress in many respects, some of the unique features of this mission, which were the extreme compartmentation of it, how it was kept so closely held within our government, why it was done in a unilateral fashion, and so things along those lines.
Is there some reporting that the burial, that the U.S. offered the body to the Saudis, so the burial, they declined that? Is that true?
After we had confidence that it was bin Laden and that he was dead, we took the steps that we had agreed to in the interagency that were necessary to ensure that that burial at sea was the most appropriate thing to do. And so we touched base with the right people. But I'm not going to go into any details about who we might have consulted with in the aftermath of his death and before.
I just want to end with Jake and a follow on.
I just want to clear something up because I think a few of us were confused. The woman that was killed was bin Laden's wife?
It's my understanding.
And, and he was using her as a shield?
She served as a shield. Again, this is my understanding, and we're still getting the reports of exactly what happened at particular moments. That when she fought back, when there was the opportunity to get to bin Laden, she was positioned in a way that indicated that she was being used as a shield, whether or not bin Laden or the son or whatever put her there, or she put herself there. Yes, that's again my understanding, that she met her demise, and my understanding is that she was one of bin Laden's wives.
How many other people in that compound?
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
I'm sure we'll have more. I'm sure as.
Was there a reason you said 99.9% certain it's bin Laden? Why not say 100?
I believe that's based on DNA.